morning, just a short devotional here. We thinking of trials, and it's something in the New Testament that remarkably it puts a very different kind of viewpoint. James says, "Let us count it all joy when we face trials of various kinds." Paul in Romans 5 says, "Brethren, we glory in our tribulation, because our tribulation works patience, and patience experience." And then again he says in Corinthians, he says, "This light and momentary affliction, which is just for a moment, works in us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." So the outward pressures and the trials, which can be quite severe, they work inwardly a far more exceeding weight of glory. Though that inward work is working virtues in us. One of them is patience, and it's kind of like the oyster that makes the pearl. When the sand or some irritant gets inside its system, it weaves this kind of substance around to protect its from that scratching of that little stone or little piece of sand, and that constant weaving makes a pearl. So it comes out from the pain and the affliction, produces the pearl. And in the same way, it is that affliction and pressure produces in us various things, whether they are patience, contentment. And this is what James says. He says, "Count it all joy when you face trials of various kinds, because knowing the trying of your faith works patience." And stay with it. Let patience finish its work, and you may be entire, perfect, wanting nothing. That ability to want nothing, a kind of contentment in what the situations, kind of not always wanting things to be fixed. And this is kind of a principle in the New Testament, that it's not so much saying God is going to fix our problems, but that in our problems He will give us the ability to stand and the ability to endure. Paul says, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us." That it's not that He takes us out of them, but in them. And so, kind of likewise, if you think of this light and momentary affliction works in us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. So that inward work, like the pearl, as we just said, but also like things like diamonds and precious stones that are often created by huge pressure over a long period of time. And virtues like patience comes from pressure over a long period of time, and they're very valuable. And then James says that you would be wanting nothing, meaning not wanting to change my circumstances and then I'll be happy, not wanting to have this thing or that thing and then I'll be happy. There's a strange thing with envy or discontentment. Envy is never satisfied, because envy wants what it doesn't have. So when you get it, the thing you are envious of or covetous of, you then want something else, because it always wants what it doesn't have. So even though it gets the thing it wants, envy then wants something else, and covetousness wants something else. So this patience and this trials has the ability to dislodge the envy and dislodge the discontentment out of us, and put us into us a patience and a contentment, so that we lack nothing. We are not waiting for, when I get that thing, then I will be happy. When I get out of this situation, then I'll be okay. But in all these things, we are more than conquerors through Him that loved us. Okay, so let's just finish with that verse. Paul says, "Brethren, we glory in tribulation. Know that our tribulation works patience, and patience experience our approval, and approval hope." So, amen.